Are you the type of person who really wants to save more money, but the whole setting up a budget and tracking your spending is just way too much for you? Then this might be your video. We are sharing 7 simple ways to look at money differently, to think about money differently. You need to start looking at saving money as a positive thing and not as a bad or deprivation type activity. And in today's video, we're going to make this super easy for you to do. Welcome, sweet friends, to the channel Frugal Money Saver. My name is Emmy. My husband is Paul, and we are so happy you have joined us today. Today, we're going to just talk about 7 simple mind changes that will allow you to save money quickly. And I can guarantee if you apply these, you will save money. So let's get right into this video. Number 1, when you purchase something, and I really want you to try to remember this, you are saying yes to whatever purchase you're making, but you're actually saying no to something else. Let me explain that. You have an impulse purchase for $100 and you say, yes, I want those new pair of boots or designer pocketbook, whatever it is. What you're actually saying no to is taking that money and putting it to something worthwhile, such as your savings account, paying down debt, your emergency fund, a vacation or an experience you've been really wanting to do. You need to start looking at purchases, especially those impulse purchases, as are you worth this? Look at the item you're holding in your hand or looking at online and say to yourself, is this worth $50 or can I take that $50 and definitely put it to something that is much more important? So saying yes to purchases that you really don't need is saying no to something you very well might need now or in the future. And you can never ever go wrong with taking that money and putting it into an account where it is cushioned for you. It is a safety net for you. Just something to think about. Number 2, another way to just change your thinking is to look at your purchases and realize what you think you need emotionally to live and what you truly need to live. So let's look at what you truly need to live. You need food, clothing, housing, heat, water, all that good stuff to live a wonderful life. Now, the emotional part of your purchases are things you possibly think you can't live without, but in reality, you can. You need to purchase things and buy things that are going to keep you safe, that are going to keep you healthy, that are going to keep you comfortable. Everything else is icing on the cake. So what I want you to do, and I shared this exercise years ago with my viewers, and if some of you are still here, and I know you are, you'll remember this. I want you to get a red pen and a green pen and either get your physical credit card bill that you get every month in the mail or go online and view it there. And if you're looking at it in the paper form, every item that is necessary, your heating, your phone, your electric, whatever it is, put a green check mark next to it. Then every non-essential purchase, put a red check mark next to it. The items that you'll probably see with a red check mark are fast food drive-thrus, impulse buys at maybe CVS or Walmart, things you don't really need but caught your eye. And if you're doing them online, as you go down the list, just keep Track with red check marks on a piece of paper and green check marks on a piece of paper. And then all those red check marks that are not essential, add them up and tell me what they come to. Well, you don't really have to tell me, but tell yourself. And that is money that is just out there being used for something that you probably don't need. And if you are trying to save money, those red check marks are going to be the first ones you're going to try to curb and cut down on. I want you to think about saving money as self-love and self-care. This is all the rage now. Oh, we need to show ourselves love. We need to be gentle with ourselves. And I agree 100% with that. But sometimes we don't do that. So what we are asking you to think about now, you pay your monthly bills faithfully. You pay your electric, you pay your rent or mortgage, car payment, whatever it is that you know you have to pay at the end of the month, beginning of the month. But what about yourself? What about your savings? When you save money and you don't buy those impulse buys and you don't buy those things that are not necessary, you're taking your money and you're saving it. That savings account or emergency fund, wherever it's going, is the same as paying a monthly bill. You need to take care of your savings account and your emergency funds because what they do is take care of you, and that is self-love. So when you're paying those bills and you have extra, instead of just running out and spending it, show yourself some self-love by giving yourself a cushion, by giving yourself security, by putting it somewhere where if you need it, it will be there later. Number 4, and this is a hard one to break, but you can do it. To change your way of thinking, you must stop saying to yourself, I'll be happy when. I'll be happy when I get a new car. I'll be happy when we buy a new house. I'll be happy when I get that sweater I want or the new pair of boots. You have to address that because I have said this so many times. No matter what you buy, it's never going to change your internal happiness. And you need to really alter that way of thinking. And instead of saying, I'll be happy when, what you need to do is address why you feel that way, why you think that you will only be happy if you have that new sweater. And in its place, find something that you love to do or something that you can take that energy and put it into. Days, weeks, months are going by and you're missing the opportunity to be happy today. We all have days where we wish we could retire on the beach somewhere with palm trees and drink coconut water or whatever. But then the day-to-day reality has got to be just as special as that. We tend to draw on our happiness from spirituality, from God, and from doing things we love to do. We are happy now because we look around and we say, wow, are we seriously blessed? And you know another thing that makes us happy, and we are trying to encourage you all to find that certain thing that works for you, is going outside and just being in nature and sitting with our flowers. Let's take a break and just look what's going on outside and tell me if it doesn't make you smile and make you just a little bit happy, and it doesn't cost a thing. Number 5, along those same lines, is you need to keep a positive attitude. You have come into some money. You got a raise at work. You got a bonus check. Somebody gave you a really good birthday present. You say to yourself, what can I do with this, I'm going to say hypothetical, $50 bill? What can you do with that $50 bill? Well, there's a bunch of things you can do with it. What I don't want you to say is, you know what? I am so far into debt already, this $50 isn't going to make a difference. Surprisingly, it will make a difference. It will make a difference. You can't have that negative attitude. You could take that small amount, that $50, and put it towards your debt to bring it down. That's $50 less you owe someone. So don't have that negative attitude that, you know what, I can't. I'm too far in and I just can't save. That's not true. Every little bit going toward that debt or going into that emergency fund. Well, I only have $200 in that emergency fund. Well, take that 50, put it in the emergency fund and think to yourself, I now have $250 in that emergency fund. Wow. You need to really think along the positive lines and stop thinking negatively about saving money. Think of it as a cushion, a safety net, something you're doing to take care of yourself in a positive way. Number 6. We're going to get back to the positive thinking of self-care again. No frugal journey can go on and on without treating yourself once in a while. I know you were thinking, Emmy, you're telling me to put this away. You're telling me to put that away. Save my money for a rainy day, for an emergency. But Paul and I are also realists. And we realize, even in our own lives, that there is no way, unless you're a really special individual, and I give kudos to those of you who can do this, but that don't ever treat yourself. So let's look at frugal self-care once again and think, how can I give myself a treat and make it very special? The secret with giving yourself a treat is that it is not every day. It is not a substantial amount of money. It does not put you further into debt, and it is a special occasion. So you have an extra $10 that you have allotted every other week for yourself for a special treat. That's it, $10. Now you can take that $10, go buy junk with it. Or you can think about that $10 and say to yourself, I have $10 that I have put aside every other week, and I'm going to buy myself something worthwhile, something that is worth the $10. So let me think. If it was me, maybe I would stop at a bakery and get Paul and I a special Italian pastry. Or I'd go to Trader Joe's and get a $10 bouquet of flowers. Something that I would never buy myself on a regular basis. Or maybe I would treat myself to a new Essie nail polish. Something like that. It would be purposeful. It would be thought out. And it would be special. It wouldn't just be junk that I'm going to put in a closet and never look at again. The difference is monumental. The way you look at how you take care of yourself. Allotting yourself $10 every other week for a special treat. Make it worthwhile. Don't make it just something that means nothing and is poorly made and you're going to toss out. Or if you really want to treat yourself, do something like decluttering. And when you declutter, you realize how much you already have. I went into my pantry the other day because I was feeling kind of restless. I wanted to do a small project, but I wasn't sure what. So I went into our pantry. Now, those of you who've been with us for a while know our pantry is under our stairs going upstairs. It's kind of like weirdly angled and kind of different, but it works for us. But again, it was a mess. My cookbooks, well, you'll see. Don't judge, be kind, because the after is worth it, and we all have our little areas that might get messy in our homes. But I wanted to show you that treating yourself doesn't even have to be monetary. It can be a small job of decluttering, well done, that gives you the same wonderful feeling as if you were to buy yourself something. Let me show you what I mean. Now, I am on like a major decluttering binge in my pantry. Keeping it real here. My cookbooks on the shelf are just like all over. Empty shelves here. I pulled everything out here. I'm going to wipe everything down. Make a giant pile for Goodwill. And just make myself feel a little bit more in control. This is unacceptable. It's even embarrassing to show you. But I know you guys love me, so let's get to work. This is looking so much better. I went through everything, and look at all the room I have now, moving stuff around. I had a giant box of matzah in here that I had gotten free at Stop and Shop, and I brought that into the other room so we can actually eat it because it's not doing us any good here. I have my potatoes hanging in my mesh bag. And then I went through everything here, went through all my cookbooks and organized them. I'm even giving some away. You'd be proud of me. And then I have some cake mixes here. We don't keep a lot of pantry items. The majority of the food we store is frozen, and we do have a whole extra freezer. And we do have a generator in case power ever went out. I know that's always a question. So I'm feeling so much better about this now. Just a little motivation, get into that pantry and go through everything. Number 7, and this is so important. When you change your mindset, you need to think about what true wealth really is. You see somebody in a big, beautiful house and driving a beautiful car, the best and newest clothes, and you think to yourself, wow, they must be so wealthy. The truth is, they are probably so in debt that it would blow your mind and it would blow my mind. You can live a very showy lifestyle and not have any money at all and just be covered in debt. So it's so important to realize what true wealth really is. And that is good health, being comfortable, being safe, being warm in the winter, being cool in the summer, having delicious, healthy food, being clothed appropriately and clean and neat, having your family and loved ones close by. True wealth is not monetary. So when you think maybe you want to make this purchase to show someone that, hey, look how wealthy I am, I've got this designer purse, go and get yourself a smaller, cheaper purse. Take that money, put it somewhere safe, like your emergency fund, and realize being secure financially is what true wealth is. So we hope you enjoyed today's video. We hope it was encouraging. We hope you can take just a nugget away that will help you live just a beautiful, frugal, intentional life. Today's question of the day: what is the most significant change in the way you think about money in your life? What is a way that you never thought of money before, but maybe in the last 5 years you've changed your way of thinking? Or you have implemented something just recently that's been eye-opening and has really changed the way you think about finances? Please share that with us down below, because you have no idea how much Paul and I learn from you all. And I know the community we have we learn from each other. You all learn from each other. So take a minute, leave a comment, and tell us what your biggest mind shift about finances has been. And we thank you again for being here. Please take a minute and just give this video a big thumbs up. It helps us so much here on YouTube. We ask that you subscribe if you haven't. We've got a bunch of new subscribers, and I thank you for all those of you who have jumped on board and those of you who have been with us. Well, you know we love you. We ask you to be well. We ask you to be safe. And above all, we wish you blessings. Until our next video, may God greatly bless you.